Rellana's Twin Blades might just be the most brain-melting weapon in the entire DLC. We are talking 3 different damage types, layered combo chains, and a flashy skill that looks downright broken. So the big question is, what is the best way to use this weapon? Light spam, charged heavies, skill bursts, or something else entirely? I ran multiple tests to find out, and the results might surprise you. This weapon is tricky because every attack has its own built-in combo. Light attacks, heavy attacks, charged heavies, and of course, the stance skill. Each input chains into its own sequence. Press the button again to advance the combo. Some combos are simple, others are complex. For example, heavies are short with a 2-hit chain, and light attacks extend to a 4-hit combo. But the real question is, which of these combos is actually worth building around? To answer that, we first need a fair boss to test on. With 3 separate damage types, the perfect candidate is
pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Morgoth the Omen King. He's neutral to fire, magic, pierce, and only slightly weak to slash. That neutrality makes him perfect for this weapon. The first thing we need to measure is the DPS of each style to get an idea of what stands out. We will measure this by looking at the damage each attack deals and how long it takes to execute. And these are the results. Dead last is charged heavy. It takes too long and does too little damage, not even in the conversation. Fire stance skill has low DPS, but it makes sense. It is designed for AoE crowd control, not single target damage. Regular heavy, still underwhelming. Too slow for the numbers it puts up. Now the 2 best contenders. At number 2, we've got the Moon Stance skill at 594 DPS. That is some chunky damage. And at number 1, light attacks at 654 DPS. It takes the same time to execute as the Moon Stance, it just deals higher damage, making it the number 1. On paper, light attacks win, but I'm not too convinced. I need to break down both of the top 2 to confirm the actual winner. Starting with the light attacks. The light combo is a 4-part chain. The first 2 swings are fine, but the real spike comes at Light 3 with 745 DPS. Light 4 actually drops in efficiency. The sweet spot stop at Light 3 for maximum damage per second. Now for the Moon Stance skill, a 3-hit chain. Skill 1 is a good opener. Skill 2 ramps up the DPS further. Skill 3 hits the peak damage for your time with a DPS of 594. If we consider both head-to-head at their peak efficiency, light attacks, with Light 3 specifically being the actual winner. But hold up, there is more to consider. Buffs can completely shift the numbers. That is why we need to test both styles with their unique buffs to see which one is actually better in practice. For the light attack style, the 2-handed talisman does not actually work here. That's a big setback. But the multi-hit buffs like the Radwind Sword Insignia and the Thorny Crag tier do apply, which massively help the light style. For the Moon Stance skill, multi-hit buffs don't work with the skill. That's a huge setback, but the skill scales hard with Rellana's cameo and Shard of Alexander, giving it a huge bonus damage. These differences alone can swing one build into being far better than the other, and with both fully optimized in their ecosystem, the best way to test these styles is with a TTK test. And let's look at the results. In a time to kill test, both styles came out surprisingly close. The light chain was only about 2 seconds faster. It's almost like either style leads to a solid build. And there's only one more thing that can help edge out the best of the 2, the feel of the game. That is why I decided to test both in real boss fights, keeping each build fully optimized to see how they actually feel in combat. Starting with the light style. It is safer, it is more flexible, for a reason. You can stop after any swing, no problem. But getting to Light 3 consistently is frustrating. Boss attack windows don't always let you land the combo. And when you do, the overall damage still feels low. It's like you're constantly chipping away with weak hits. Now, the Moon Stance skill. The damage comes in big chunks instead of constant swings. This gives breathing room between attacks and fewer chances for interruptions to tank DPS. You're also not forced to keep swinging just to maintain multi-hit buffs. The downside to this style, animation lock. A full moon combo takes 5 seconds. 6 seconds if you wait for Rellana's cameo. Most bosses will not give you that time. So, which style is the best? For me, the answer is clear. The Moon Stance skill. Even though Light 3 technically has higher DPS and efficiency, in real combat, Moon skill gives you safer spacing, better burst damage, and fewer chances to get interrupted. You don't even need to dual wield, you can offhand a staff for buffs or utility spells. You can cast this skill at range, it deals about 32% less damage, but it's way safer, even than the Light style. So the best way to use this weapon is Moon skill without Rellana's cameo up close, and Moon skill with Rellana's cameo for the full chain when you are at range. And that leads us to the best build to pair with this exact style. For the weapon, we are rocking Rellana's Twin Blades at +10. Offhand, grab the Staff of the Great Beyond to cast sorceries and buffs. If you will not use sorceries, use any seal for just the buffs. Armor. Use Rellana set if you want the look, which I did. Or the Rakshasa set if you want the 8% damage increase. Talismans are key for this style. Shard of Alexander gives a 15% skill damage increase, while Rellana's cameo can add another 45% if you hold your stance for a second. Carrion Felagreed Crest drops your FP cost by 25%, perfect for a skill spam build. For utility, the two-headed turtle talisman gives 22% stamina recovery. The skill consumes a lot of stamina, and you want it back fast either to cast again or dodge. But if you have a lot of points invested into endurance, you can swap it for the Dragon Crest Great Shield if you want more damage mitigation. The physic. Stack the Magic Shrouding and the Fire Shrouding tiers. Each give 20%, and together they multiply it to 44%. Since nearly half of the weapon's damage is fire and magic, these tiers directly boost them, leading to a solid 15% increase, better than nothing. Buffs to cast are standard but essential. Golden Vow gives 15% damage and defense, Flame Grant Me Strength adds a 20% damage increase, and Terra Magica boosts our magic portion by 22%. For the stats, 50 Vigor to keep you alive, 25 Mind gives enough FP to keep skills going, 30 Endurance hits medium equip load, 16 Strength and Dexterity, just enough to meet the minimum requirement, 60 Intelligence massively boosts the magic side of the weapon, and 25 Faith to be able to cast our buffs. This stat spread shifts the weapon towards magic scaling, making your magic-based buffs slightly more effective. And that's it. The full build tuned for maximum efficiency with the Moon skill in mind. Rellana's Twin Blades. They are not the strongest weapon in the DLC, but they are definitely one of the most technical. Used properly, they deal solid damage. And the playstyle is rewarding once you master the timing. What do you think? Would you commit to the skills burst damage, or would you prefer the flexibility of light spam? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, check out my last video on the Fire Knight's Great Sword. That one definitely S tier compared to this one.
Bye.